Today I am going to tell you what is happening behind the scene when we write a Python program in VS Code. We all know that computer doesn't understand English language. It only understands zeros and ones, that is the binary number. And we cannot write binary number that computer can understand. So we write in plain English and we save the file in VS Code with .py extension. After that, we hit the run button in VS Code to execute the program. And then we can see our output in our terminal. But there are many things are happening behind the scene. First, when we enter the run button, then the VS Code calls Python interpreter to complete the program. The compiler is inbuilt in Python interpreter. First, the compiler checks the code. If there is any error, it throws the error, and if the code looks good or there are no syntactically any error, then it compiles the whole code or translate the whole code into bytecode. After that, the compiler creates a folder called PyCache, and inside it creates another file with .pyc extension, and inside it the bytecode is stored. Now the question is, what is the bytecode? Bytecode is not for us. Bytecode is only for PVM, that is Python virtual machine. We can see the bytecode in the file, but we cannot understand anything because it is written in PVM understandable format or binary format. So basically the bytecode tells PVM what is going to be performed or what task the PVM needs to perform. Now the question is, why Python compiler create a file or folder and create the bytecode shorthand? Basically, it speeds up the program. When we are writing a program in VS Code, then we can run it multiple times, right? And if we don't make any changes in the code, then the compiler direct calls PVM because it already compiled the whole code and made a folder and a file with bytecode. Then the PVM only checks the bytecode, so the program speed will be high. So that is the reason why the compiler generated bytecode for PVM. Now, after getting the bytecode, what happens in PVM? PVM stands for Python virtual machine. It acts as a machine like the hardware can do, but it is not the machine that can actually do the task. The result we want is actually generated by the hardware. And PVM works here to connect with the hardware. It acts as a middleman between us and the hardware. So what is PVM actually does? PVM opens the file with .pyc extension. There is the bytecode stored, and then it translates every line of the bytecode in machine understandable language and interact with the hardware. Then the hardware performs the actual task and send back it to the PVM. And after that we can see the result or output in the terminal of the VS Code. That is why Python is called interpreted language, as PVM interprets every line and send back to the hardware, and hardware performs the result and gives back the result to the PVM, and we can see the output in our screen.